Well, good morning everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the Boston trip. Let me just make sure I don't get run over. I probably still look a bit tired. I have not had my breakfast yet. I'm going to head back to Café Bonjour. I asked the staff at the hotel and they said that is definitely just the best place to go. Look at the sun if you want to have like a sit-down meal. So I'm going to head there. Whoop. God, it's sunny. I'm going to head there, have some breakfast, and then today I'm hoping to do the swan boat ride in the public park, go and see Harvard University tour. Also want to get my ticket for the hop-on, hop-off bus, and potentially do a sightseeing little boat tour cruise thing. I also do have a New England Patriots game booked for tonight, but I completely underestimated how far away the stadium is. It's in the Gillette Stadium, which is actually the stadium where those two people got caught kissing and hugging or what have you at Coldplay. So I've got to figure out how to get there. But come along, let me go and get some energy, let me go and get some food, and then we'll go from here. But welcome to day 2 of my Boston trip. Well, to be honest, it's quite hustly and bustly this morning. The sun's still not fully come out, but this here is where the bin was. You know, the one from yesterday that got set on fire. But no, there's Macy's. I'll probably head in there at some point. But I'm pretty sure Café Bonjour is down here. But it's such a lovely atmosphere in the morning. Everyone's so patriotic. Also, as you know, it's really difficult to film in this diner cafe. So just beforehand, again, I showed you the menu yesterday. I'll try and film some stuff. But I don't know if today I'm going to be able to eat that sweet breakfast again and have more French toast, so maybe it might be eggs for me, but that can always change. But there was a queue. After I arrived yesterday, there was a queue to get in. So hopefully I can just walk straight in, get the food, go to the park, and go and enjoy the sun. Here we go. So the park is at the very end, and this is Café Bonjour with all the orange umbrellas. And there is a bit of a queue, so fingers crossed we can get in. The perks of being a solo traveller, made it in immediately. This is what I got for breakfast today. Eggs Norwegian. Well, as I said before, couldn't really film much in there, but wow, food was amazing. It was nice to have something a bit more fresh, a bit more green, a bit healthier. Not much, but a bit. So I'm going to head to the park. I'm going to go in the swan boats, hopefully, which I get with my vlogging. Nice man. But I'm going to be heading to the swan boats, and yeah, we'll see what they're like. But the weather is beautiful, and just can't wait for another day in this wonderful city. Look at this. I'm just heading into Boston Common. Obviously, this is where I was yesterday, with the state capitol at the very top, which I will show you, and then the fountain here. But I never actually managed to go into the actual park, which you've just got to go over there and cross the road. But the weather has just absolutely made this trip so far. There is the fountain, the state capitol at the top, and we're gonna have a little walk through and head to the park. Also, in the diner, I met a lovely lady called Stephanie. She was also solo traveling. This is what I mean, like, you still speak with people, you still engage with people. We had a really nice chat. So don't just be on your own all the time. Meet people and just chat. Everyone's so open to engaging in conversation. Everyone's so friendly here. I'm still sat in Boston Common. Again, like yesterday, just taking my time, you know? I'm in no rush. If you see where I am, it says that's a frog pond, and there's the skyline. As you know, I absolutely loved Central Park in New York, and this is quite a similar vibe. Nowhere near as big, obviously, but just a lovely vibe, lovely and sunny. Highs today probably about 30 degrees. So yeah, loving life. So this here is the other side of Boston Common. Over there, if you look at the skyline, I don't know if you can see it, but the Prudential Centre, I'm pretty sure that's where the observation deck was. But no, the park's just over that road. So I'm going to head over there and hopefully see what these swan boats are. But I've got to say, I love the greenery. I love the skyline. I'm super obsessed with this city. It is so, so nice. So this is the entrance to Boston Park, the public garden. Looks like they take care of it. Look at the nice hedges. Oh, lovely. Again, I seem to always come on gardening day. But this is very similar to Central Park. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, and down here, this looks like it may be the swan boats. Here you go, here's a closer look. I presume I'll just go over here and get my ticket. I managed to make it on. I have a whole row to myself. Here you go, here's the view.
Do they call it the Robin Williams bench? No.
There you go, look at that.
The hunting bench?
Well, that was a nice, pleasant ride. Again, met a lovely family that lived just outside of Boston. Everyone's so friendly. I'm gonna find the subway and hopefully make my way to Harvard, and then I'll be able to do a bit of a tour around there. So I'm probably gonna come back to the park later on because it's just so beautiful. But I'm gonna head back through Boston Common, back to Park Street, which is the station, and then I get the Red Line, and that should take me to, I think, Harvard Square. Hopefully it's not that difficult. It's been pretty easy so far. But again, another scorching day. Let's head to Harvard University. So I'm trying to find out which Red Line. This one seems to not have been as easy. This is the long corridor I've got to go down. I nearly got on a red train that would take me further south. And the simple fact is, I had to go further north. So I managed to get on the right line. I'm on the train to Alawifi, I believe. But we made it. This should only be 3 or 4 stops and we're at Harvard. Now this train does not seem as nice as the Green Line. This is definitely more New Yorky. Well, welcome to Harvard. I can't really see anything that would stick out to me quite yet. But I'm about to go and jump on a tour. Oh, someone started drilling, annoying. Here you go. This is where I've come out of Harvard Square. And then over there is the sort of the tour people. So let's try and, oh, Harvard Cooperative Society. Look at this, this is like a Harvard shop. So you can get all of your tops that all the students wear. These are cool. So just outside the Harvard shop is where you get your ticket. Harvard, it says, and MIT tour, actually, I didn't realise that. But it starts in about 13 minutes. So I'm going to probably get a drink, head to the toilet, and then we'll begin the tour. How cool is this? You got some police officers over there. This is like the typical American college town. This is cool. This is stunning. It's like everything you'd imagine, like I said before, a college town would be. I'm sure I'm going to get more of an in-depth answer onto what everything is, where everything is, how everything works. But it's like Harvard Central. They've even got like their own credit union over there. They've got their own stores. So I'm going to head back now and let's start the tour. So we're just following the tour guide. I feel like this is lovely.
A little bit of history about the Johnston Gate. It was finished back in 1889. And it was designed by the same architectural firm that also designed the Boston Public Library.
So this is Massachusetts Hall. She said that the president of the university lives there, or works there, has the 3 floors, and then on the top 14 students are able to live there. That there is Harvard Hall, and that guardhouse right down there is the most expensive piece of property per square foot because of the design. This is really, really cool. Oh, we've even got a police car there.
Flash forward 2 years, a man by the name of John Harvard did the best thing he could possibly do for our university, and he died. And when he died, he bequeathed his entire private library collection, some land and some money, and therefore it was the University New College was renamed to Harvard.
Here we go, this is the John Harvard statue.
Exactly, correct. That is not John Harvard. So when all the way back in 1765, 1984, there was a great fire caused by a student named Ephraim Riggs, which destroyed Harvard Hall across from us. And that destroyed any and all possible remnants of what John Harvard actually looked like.
So that there is one of the most photographed statues in the US. People think it's of John Harvard, but it's not. It's of Leonard Hoare, H-O-A-R, who was the president of the college, but nobody liked him, and they didn't want to give him a statue. So it was a descendant of him is on the Harvard statue.
That to a very generous donation. It's completely free to all visitors, and it's open every single day.
Look at these big buildings. I think we're going to go and see the Science Center now.
So, a lot of people have agreed that the 70s wasn't necessarily a great architectural time for Harvard. And we are all standing outside the pinnacle of 70s architecture at Harvard, which is the Science Center.
So this is the Memorial Church. It's quite an impressive building.
Now, we think of Memorial Church steps as kind of a stage because we're all facing Tercentenary Theater, which is also known as the New Yard. And every single spring, Tercentenary Theater issues over 20,000 folding chairs to celebrate commencement exercises. Right as they were about to be saved, Harry went back because he forgot his copy of Sir Francis Bacon's essays. And he went back to get them inside the boat. And his father chased him back as well, and they both ended up perishing with the Titanic itself. And legend also has it that Harry died with those essays tucked inside his suit.
This here is the library, and the stipulation when it was built, the money was donated by a Titanic survivor. Basically, it's a bit more to it, but the stipulation is it couldn't be altered. So Harvard decided to build down about 4 floors and all the way under here. And she said if you laid out all of the book shelves, you would sort of do 2 marathons before you see the same book. Look at this, they even have their own campus services. It's like a whole city in here.
This is Neil deGrasse Tyson, as well as former U.S. President John F. Kennedy. One thing that's kind of funny is that when Love was getting
So he lived there.
Less famous, more infamous of Ardian by the name of Fyodor Kaczynski. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right, but he's also known as the Unabomber. But we don't like to dwell on his private spirit during the tour, and we would never want to end on a gray note. Computer software.
So Bill Gates lived over there.
Of our lives. In addition, later on in 2007, Bill Gates actually got an honorary degree from Harvard. And later on, another Harvard dropout, Mark Zuckerberg, also got an honorary degree from Harvard despite not finishing his term here. And they're probably the only 2 people in the entire universe who can say that they dropped out of Harvard but still managed to get the diploma. The award-winning actors and actress Matt Damon and Natalie Portman when they were here studying at Harvard. Next, we have Winthrop House, which was home to John F. Kennedy during his upperclassmen years at Harvard.
So as the tour guide said, that was where all the upper class housing, which doesn't mean what we think it means. It means sort of after your first year. So that's where they all lived. And that there is where all of the footballers and baseball in the athletic centre where we just were. That's where they all are. And apparently we're doing a Harvard scream.
It reaches its pinnacle.
I find all of this so cool. Look at this, they've even got Patagonia with the crest on. That's cool, I like that. Well, that's Harvard. Really good tour. Really enjoyed it. I had no idea about the history of it, but pretty insightful. Some interesting facts. I'm going to head back to Boston Common area, get some food, maybe do a little bit of a recharge of the camera and my phone. It's absolutely sweltering, and I also want a little bite to eat for lunch. And in that time, I've got to figure out how I'm going to get to the Gillette Stadium for the New England Patriots game. How cool does this look? I've got to go on the line below to go back the way I came. This gives you an idea of what the subway looks like. And as you can see here, although there is a annoying light, I'm getting the subway to Braintree. So we're back down near the Old State House and I'm going to head to potentially Quincy Market again. But I'd be interested to see what's in the south and the north one. I'm not in the mood for taste and money-wise the lobster roll today, so maybe get some pizza, something a little bit easier. I'm not super hungry, but it'd be nice to get a bite to eat before I head back to the hotel just to charge everything up. I decided that I couldn't wait any longer, so I'm just going to head straight back into to Quincy Market. You know, I'll tell you something, I wasn't going to get lobster again, but these lobster mac and cheese, they look quite appealing. Super busy as always. I was tempted by the Greek, but he doesn't look like the best Greek I've ever seen. Look at all these places. You know, I'd have another smoothie. So I think this is where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have the lobster mac and cheese, and then, as they say, I'm gonna try some Boston chowder, which is famous in these parts. So just look what I've just got now. This is a huge lobster mac and cheese, and that's the small clam chowder. And then I got a banana, strawberry, pineapple, and coconut smoothie. All that came to about $35. First impressions, very, very good. Let me taste the smoothie. It's really, really fresh. You can see the lobster pieces in there. That is so, so delicious. I'm going to try this this chowder in a minute. Look at this massive piece of lobster. Wow. I have no idea really what it is. This is really hard to open with one hand. Here we go. Let's try that. That is really, really nice. It's like a potato fishy stew. Well, that was absolutely unbelievable. That was better than yesterday. Yes, it's expensive, but the food in there's such a variety. I know there's loads of lorries going past. Such a variety. Definitely make sure you check that out. That was unbelievable. I feel super sleepy because I've just had a carb overload. But I'm going to show you what I'm trying to do now. I'm going to try and get on these City View buses and see if my Go City Pass allows me on. It should do. So I managed to make it on. This is the ticket. I think it's like 9 stops in total to sort of do the whole tour. It takes about 80 minutes, but you can hop on and hop off, and this means I can use it for today and for tomorrow. It's good because there's no windows. How good's that? It's such a lovely day. The weather has been absolutely perfect on this trip, absolutely perfect. So I'm right at the front, obviously here. This gives you an idea, if you can hopefully see it, of where we go. So we start here, number 1, then we go to Atlantic Avenue, then just before the bridge, then that's where the USS Constitution is, where we saw the other day. This is other places I have no idea, and then basically we make our way back through the North End, then to Boston Common, Public Garden, and a nice little round trip. I'll tell you something though, I did love it round here, where the I don't know if you can see that because it's so bright, but I loved it round here where the monument was. It was so peaceful, lovely to lie down there. To be honest, I may actually get off at stop 4 and then walk back to the monument because that was lovely. That was really, really nice.
Gonna put the big ugly highway under the ground. Now it's beautiful. Look at how clean the city is. It wasn't like this 25 years ago. At one time it was
This is where there was the other day, the park.
The last 120 years, all Italian. Over 120 Italian restaurants here.
So this is where I came last time. I walked down the hill, and down there is where the bridge is, and just up there is where the graveyard was. I jumped off at the USS Constitution. How cool are those school buses? Better than what we had. But no, I hopped off because otherwise it heads straight back in, and I'll utilise it later. But I think I'm going to head back up to the monument and just have a plod round. So I'm back at the Bunker Hill Monument. This time it doesn't look like it's gardening day, and I'm just going to chill out here for a little bit. Definitely going to go in that water mister, but it's currently 10 to 3 in the afternoon, I need to actually check what time this football game is, this US football game is, and figure out a way to get there. And before that, I need to head back to the hotel, recharge both myself and the devices. And yeah, I doubt this this vlog is going to be as long as yesterday's, because that was a bloody long vlog. But no, it's what a lovely day again. Now, as you can probably see, I'm just sat on a bench just below the monument. Just an update, I may have found a way to get to Gillette Stadium without having to get a really, really overpriced Uber, which would ordinarily cost about $50 each way. So it's not really the best, but I've had a look and you can get the Amtrak, and it's like $18 return. So once I've figured out how to do that, fingers crossed, I'll just be able to get the train. So skip ahead, just come out of the hotel, having charged my camera and my phone. I'm heading to South Station now. I've just asked the hotel concierge how to get there, and he's given me a good idea. The train is in about 20 minutes. It takes about an hour and 20 to actually get there. So fingers crossed it all goes smoothly. But no, heading to South Station and hopefully get to the New England Patriots game. Here is South Station. Hopefully it's quite self-explanatory because I've got about 14 minutes. So this is what I've had to maneuver. I'm getting the 767 to Franklin via Back Bay. Well, I think I am anyway. So I'm going to hopefully head to the platform, and then I'll get an Uber from there to the stadium. So platform 4 finally been called, literally 10 minutes before it's supposed to go. Gosh, I hope this takes me to the stadium. So this here is the train. I can't lie, I don't think I've ever seen a train like this before. It doesn't look the nicest of things, but as long as it gets me there. This is the train. Not the newest thing. So that there is the train that we arrived on. Absolutely ancient. But managed to meet a few guys, and we're going to get an Uber to the stadium. Look at this. Made it to the stadium. What a beautiful day. Over there, all those American shops. These are the guys that I was coming with, because I had no idea. So thank you for the Uber. But no, we're going to head in and hopefully find my seat. God, you can hear them in the stadium already. All these fans. This is going to be mental. This is completely different to anything I've ever seen. The players are coming out. I'm climbing up this massive ramp to get to my seat. There's the looks like the training stadium. This is going to be mental. They're currently doing the national anthem. Look at that view. The weather's just made it perfect. Oh my days. Look at this. That is crazy. I've absolutely zero clue what is going on. So there's the match. Pretzel for the first time. But I've heard that these games can go on for 2.5, 3 hours. I had no idea. Let's zoom down a bit. I'm just going with it. I'm just going with the flow. I really wish I knew what was going on, but I have zero idea. I mean, look. I mean, I can't disgruntle them. Their atmosphere is incredible. I've not even gone to my seat yet, and this is the view. No idea. No clue. My best guess is they've got to make it over the 10, 20, 30, 40 yard line. But again, that's just a guess. I love how you do like intermediary things. Very immersive. There is literally nothing like this back home. Nothing. Everyone has just gone absolutely wild. Tom Brady is in the stadium. I didn't think he would be here. So to be honest, I'm probably going to head back. I've been here for about an hour. Every 2 minutes copyright music comes on, but I have no idea what's going on. I've got to get a train back to Boston. But no, it's been a really good night. I've always wanted to see an American football game, so ticked off. There's a final view. I mean, I don't know how big this stadium is compared to the football stadiums back home, but it is one mammoth of a place. Absolutely crazy. So I'm obviously leaving early, but it seems like others must do the same. I thought everybody must have stayed for the whole thing, but clearly not. Well, I'm outside trying to find which train to get back to Boston on, and there's no app. It's absolutely useless. I'm just walking back. The stadium is behind me, and here you've got things like real American things like Trader Joe's and Petco and Hobby Lobby, all of those things that we would not have in the UK. So I'm gonna try and get an Uber to the nearest station that will hopefully take me back to Boston, but it is the hardest thing to understand. But I just want to say as well, thank you to those three guys that were with me before. So as I was saying, but there was a bit of an echo. I'm trying to find a train, trying to find an Uber to the train, and trying to get back to Boston this evening. But I just want to say a shout out to those three American guys. Thank you very much for the Uber, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to catch up soon. But no, really good evening, and just want to try and get back now. Well, I made it to the train station. There is nobody here. It's just pitch black. So I'm in a place called Franklin, which is kind of west of Boston. It's about an hour train, but the train system here is basically very archaic. I'm literally on my own in the middle of a major part of America. But just to sort of elaborate on the game, it was really good. Like I said, those guys were really cool, and I really enjoyed seeing how football in another country works. Again, I left kind of not really knowing what was going on, but everyone had a good time, and Tom Brady even came out and said hello. But no, it was a really good night, and yeah, gonna head back. It's 9:11 at the moment. The train's at 9:35. Probably get back for 10:35 and then get back to the hotel. So yeah, I'll keep you updated, and hopefully this train does arrive. How crazy is this? I've just jumped on the train. First of all, they're super wide, but they're also super old. Nobody on it. Not one person on the train. So like I said, this is how old the trains are here in Massachusetts. I mean, it's like something out of the 70s. I mean, all that wood on the wall. But very different to Europe. And we are back. Made it back to the hotel. It's 10 to 11 in the evening. The trains here are so bad. But I managed to make it back. I'm going to end the vlog here because it's been a really long day once again. Got a lot of steps in. Managed to do a lot today, both inside of Boston and out. But I appreciate you for sticking along. Thank you very much for watching. There's more in the series as well. But like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.